Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Manga Boy finishes a series. This time, we're here with Weathering with You, 1 through 3. I've never watched this movie, but same guy who did, that movie with the letter, and it's called Your Name. Well, in this one, they live in this world of rain. Okay, it's Tokyo. And it's constantly raining, and this guy sees like a dragon. He meets this girl who he finds out when she prays, she can make it so the sun comes out. Very cool, very cool. Talk about a weatherman with a good rep, huh? So every time she prays, they make the rain. And so, once this boy finds this out, he's like, listen, we're both poor. We can make a pretty decent business with this. So she's like, heck yeah, dog. I'm trying to get a business with this. And so she starts making money with him, and then she starts to, disappear. And it's really about their interactions with the people, the weather, sacrifice, that kind of thing. I did actually really like this story. I haven't ever seen the movie like I mentioned. I think I'll watch it this week, or maybe next week. Who knows? And then compare it to the book. Just to see if it's any different. It's probably just about the same. It was a very quick read. It was very fun, very relaxing. I definitely recommend it if you guys enjoy, that kind of story as Your Name. It was, a lot of fun, really. It was just a fun story. Romancy, of course. Their artwork always is like, their stories always typically involve a teenage romance. But yeah, it's about growing up, teens running away from home, the good stuff. So yeah, definitely recommend it if you had any interest in it. It's pretty good. 86, Volume 1. I couldn't really get into 86, the anime. I watched 5 episodes or so, and I bought these because I thought 86 looked like a really good anime. And I just figured I wasn't going to watch it when it was coming out, but then I did because my brother made me, and I was like, well, I'm just going to read it. And he's like, no, you got to watch it. It's so good. And I watched it, and I wasn't really that interested in it. I actually like the manga more. The characters, I think, are a little bit more adult. I don't know why that is. They just seem older to me. Like, that's Reaper right there. Doesn't he look older? He seems like a kid in the other one. But yeah, I really enjoyed... Well, I didn't really enjoy it. I really don't know how I feel about this. I really enjoy mechas and, Gundam, that kind of thing. But I feel like this is just a lot of, like, drama. I don't know. It's hard for me to get involved in this because I know that, why are they fighting this war? I guess they're just playing defense, but if the Legion's going to shut down in 2 years, I mean, I don't know anything about it. So I just feel like, the story they're trying to, like, lure me in with these little temptive secrets. But I'm just not interested in the world to care. And that's a problem, because if I don't care to find the answer to this secret, I mean, I might not ever get to it. So, I don't know. If you guys liked 86, I feel like you would like the manga better. It's got better pacing than the anime does. This doesn't get up to episode 5. This probably covers the first 2 or 3 episodes. It was just not my thing, but I didn't hate it outright. It'll depend on your opinion. It definitely didn't really point me one way or the other from the anime. It just felt like a little bit of a better version of it. Witch Hat Atelier, Volume 8, or Atelier. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I'm not French. Who am I to say how to say it? This series just continues to be really good, very pretty, very great, happy, warm, quick and easy read, very aesthetically pleasing. So in this one, we kind of talk about the morality of, the witches and the other witches, okay? The healing and the not healing. And it's interesting, as it always is, because we don't know who decided this line of, that's not helping anymore, that's playing God. And who feels like, why can't witches just use white magic? It's like one of those things. It's a moral conundrum where it's like, if I could just give this guy, the healing ability for his legs, like, he would be totally happy. But instead I have this, like, walking wheelchair, which is really breakable, and so it's like, but how do I make his life better? Because he's, like, can't function the second this thing breaks. And so they have to solve that problem without healing him because healing would be illegal. So it's an interesting morality, and we get to find more about how Coco, and I can't remember her friend's name here. He's only in a few volumes with the colorblind kid. We see how the two of them kind of get involved in this situation. It is, as always, a very good read. I really enjoy this series. There wasn't too much mystery solved in this volume, but I can't wait to see more about the mysteries. We're learning more about Silver Eve, and so that should be an interesting thing to happen in volume 9. But overall, if you guys aren't reading this series, I definitely recommend it. It's an interesting hierarchy of witches and wizards with an interesting side of good and bad. It doesn't seem like the bad's quite bad. It doesn't seem like the good's quite good. So it makes you kind of wonder what is really going on here. Who made these sides? It's a fun manga, fun read, very beautiful, and look at that. That's a winning award right here. We're winners. So that's always good too. You like to be a winner. Sayonara Football, Volume 3. And this is by the same creator who did Your Lie in April. This begins Farewell My Dear Kramer in Japanese. It starts it's like a time skip. So we're into, I think it's high school here. And so our main character finally gets, to join a girls' team of soccer or football. And she finds someone that's just like her, who's trying very hard and wants to bring women's soccer back to the forefront of sports world. And I really enjoy this series so far. It's about female empowerment, and you don't have to be a man in order to play these sports very well. The main character, even in the previous volumes, showed up quite a few of the boys, Onda. And so I do really enjoy this. I think it's got a good message. It's starting off, kind of like, the coaches and everyone says, Onda's not that good because she's a woman. There's just no way she can compete. And Onda's like, heck yeah, I can compete. There's more than just physical brute strength. There's ability, there's technique. And so we further that in this volume. But they go against an all-girls team and they start to get their butts kicked, which is good because Onda knew this was going to happen. She hasn't been playing in games, so she doesn't have the normal experience because she couldn't, because she only had boys teams. So you can't play in the official boys teams if you're a girl. Obviously, that's why it's boys and girls. Otherwise it would be a co-ed league, but they don't have that, I guess. I don't know if anyone does. I don't know much about soccer, but I'm enjoying this story about her struggle and her journey getting through it. It's something that I can't personally relate to, but I enjoy reading. It's a good underdog story. Tokyo ESP Volume 2. This volume is again a 2-in-1. We have Yoda, my man, come in. He's the master of the panda suit. It's not really too much of a spoiler. I mean, he shows up and then 5 pages later, he's like, I'm Yoda. I was like, oh, that's cool. So we get to figure out who, a face to the evil organization's name, but we don't really get to know why they're doing this. They just want to make a whole superhuman community for some reason. We add a few members to the team, and we also get to see a cool bit of training. We really get to see a lot of cool visuals too, and powers that you wouldn't expect. The government also seems to be getting involved, the Japanese government, in controlling and trying to regulate these superpowered people. So, that gives me some Civil War vibes from Marvel. But overall, I am greatly enjoying this series. It's a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me of kind of like a happy-go-lucky JJK, or maybe more of what's that manga called that I really like, and it's one of my top 10. Oh boy, it's gonna shoot me in the face if I can't remember what it's called. Oh, look at that pig. Isn't that nasty? Pretty cool artwork though, I gotta be honest with you. It looks like a very good job. I like all the powers so far. This guy can read memories of things he touches. She can turn invisible. She can go through things. Penguin can fly and eat things. He can teleport. And that's the same guy, isn't it? Tough for me to tell if that's the guy that can see in the future or if that's the Akusa. And then her dad, of course, is a human magnet, which is really neat. But yeah, so I am enjoying this. It reminds me a lot of not Spirit Circle, but Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. So that is very good of a plus. It just isn't. It isn't weird like Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. That author, his trademark is things are very weird. This does have some very odd things in it, but it's nowhere near. I mean, that guy was in a panda suit, right? It's Master Yoda. It's nowhere near as weird as Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. Oh, and something that I thought was really cool is the main pupil of the Master. His name is like Skywalker. So they are like blatant referencing and homaging Star Wars, which is cool. But yeah, definitely check this out if you guys like supernatural actions, mysteries, that kind of thing. It is a lot of fun. We've got a strong female lead. I don't usually care too much about, strong female leads or male leads or whatever, but, some people do. And so they are always looking for a more female lead manga with a good story. I'd say that this is one of them. So I definitely recommend this for sure. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, only 8 volumes. They're all omnibuses, so it's technically 16, but still really good. Zatch Bell, Volume 4. I love Zatch Bell. We're still in the beginning of this, and so there's a lot of comedy involved. There's a lot of, look at that, that's Naomi running after Zatch in her cool car. She falls over. He laughs at her. She sees that. She's like, look, this kid. Then she gets ready to throw the car at him. Oh my god. Too good. I love it. I love Zatch Bell. You guys know that from just, if you follow my Instagram, I pretty much post a Zatch Bell funny gag every week. We also get to see this cool little fight between Ravenos, and Ravenos has like information on Zeon, who, we don't really know his name yet, but I remember from when I was, younger, which is like Zatch's evil clone, evil twin. We also find Tia and Zatch's friend from the Momoto world. Maybe not Zatch's friend, but at least Tia's, Marus, and how he was just playing the part and he actually is evil and wants all the power in the world. Typical bad guy stuff. We've all been there. Zatch Bell Volume 5. Zatch and Kyo go to England to see his dad. We get to see one of the best characters ever besides Wife. Wife is definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite character. But this guy... he's the fairy king of the forest. Oh my god, look, they found a dinosaur too, by the way. So they find the spirit of the forest, or the king of the forest. I forget exactly what's his name. There he is. He's so funny. Professor Dandaya or something like that. From his dad's job. He is a goddamn genius. See, he is the spirit in the forest, and his name is D'Artagnan. That's his name, Professor D'Artagnan. And he is like, why are you in that costume? Why won't you tell me? How rude. He's like, I just want to wear it. I was like, I'm dying. I love this guy. So they find out where Zeon and Zatch met and how Zatch lost his memories. That was pretty intense. I really did enjoy that bit. I also like how, I skipped the part where they first meet the professor. I just want to go back to it real quick so I can show you guys. I'm going to give you a little bit of preface. Kyo is here looking for his dad. He can't seem to find him anywhere. He's at his university, and he's like, somebody went into my dad's office and kidnapped him. But who the heck was it? And so he's looking for his dad, and he gets into this office. He goes, Dad! And he finds Professor Dead Targon, or whatever. And he's just in a fish costume smoking. Like, what the heck? Literally, like, out of nowhere. It's like Red out of The Shining with the teddy bear, It's like... And he goes, I can't recall having a son like you. What you've seen, you must never tell anyone. Yes, sir. Now you can go. Like, what is going on with this guy? So, I think I remember him coming back up more, but that's the end that we see of him for a while. So then Kyo and Zatch get to come back from, they get to come back from home, or from England and go home. They meet up with Falgore in England for a brief time. We get to see this pretty sad fight with Yopopoi versus this guy who killed this girl's family, and it's pretty sad to see that all this happened. You know, he burned down their house while they were in it, and this kid is, you know, he doesn't even speak English or Japanese or whatever, and so it's just sad. You know, he dances all night to try to get revenge for the girl's family. He feels responsible for it, and it's just it's a sad story. You know, Zatch Bell does have the ability to have sad stories in it. Danny is one of them, and I don't want to share too much about Danny, but I love Rops. Rops and Apollo are sick. Look at this awesome fight here with Bounce Kerriga. I live for this Zatch Bell kind of fighting here. You know, Apollo is really their first opponent that is sick. You know, he and Zatch are pretty even, but you know, Apollo has a little bit better strategy involved than Kyo does, so it shows Kyo that he's really lacking. But you know, to see them fight like tooth and nail like this against such a strong opponent is really cool, and I enjoyed this quite a bit. He's one of my favorite characters, so I do wish he was in the story more than he is, but even to be in this one for a bit is really cool. But yeah, I can't wait to read more Zatch Bell. That's Danny, in case you guys didn't know who Danny was. He's a really cool Momoto too. I don't want to get too spoilery, but his story is also pretty sad, you know, but he's a man. He does his job. So that's all that matters, I suppose, at the end of the day. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please let me know what you read in the comments down below. If you read anything this week at all, you know, it's okay if you don't. You know, we don't all have to have 12 reading books like me do. Okay, like me read 12 because me have 12,000 to read. So that's why me read 12. But you know, thank you for watching. If you picked up anything or are interested in any series as a result for watching this, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.